Morning everybody, welcome back to our furniture flipping adventure. I'm Sarah and today I have a project that's been sitting in my shop for far too long, gathering dust. This big old piece has been sitting in my stash for months now and waiting for a makeover. It needs all of its little cabinet latches replaced. They're all rusted out, and the inside, I don't know if it's ever been cleaned, honestly. It's just so dirty, and you can see where a few items were stored inside, so there's going to be a lot of scrubbing today, but I have high hopes for the beautiful piece that this is and can become. The details are going to be really fun to work with. I'm considering doing a distress on them, but it really is just a big, beautiful, really heavy, really sturdy piece, and I'm excited to get started on it. So let's get flipping. So I actually think I'm going to do things a little different today. Normally I keep it all together as I clean it, but after kind of crawling around and looking, I'm going to go ahead and take all the doors off, all the hardware off, and I think it'll be easier for me to get in all the nooks and crannies that way. So first I'm going to take all the hardware, the doors, take it all apart, and then I'll get cleaning it. I'm going to be using just Dawn dish soap because I'm out of my crud cutter. So I'm just going to use that. It's a good degreaser and it'll get all the dirt, grime, and grease off my piece before painting. It's very important to get your piece clean, not only where you're painting, but on the inside. Nobody wants to buy a dirty piece with somebody else's dust and dirt and grime in it. And for painting, it's so important to get your piece clean so that the paint doesn't stick to dirt and it sticks instead to your project. So I'm trying to pick the right bit for my drill to take these off, and the easiest way to do that is to just try them right on the screw before you bother putting them in your drill, and just try to find one that matches up, and we'll turn the screw and grabs it right. Oh, this one feels good. Yep. So you don't have to change your bit out more than once. Keep all your hardware together in a container. Mine's too short. And make sure you don't lose them. The top of this buffet had some dings and scratches to the surface. I just needed to sand it a little bit more smooth, and other than that, it was just a quick scuff sand to the body to help my paint stick better. My hinges were a bit icky and rusty, so I threw them in some white vinegar to soak them overnight. Then I used that same orange scrubber brush that I cleaned the inside of this cabinet with to scrub off the rust and grime. Hey everyone, I just wanted to jump on real quick and explain to you what's going on. I am rolling primer on the large flat areas where I know I'm not going to distress. I haven't fully committed to distressing this piece, but if I do, it's going to be a lot easier if I don't have to distress through primer as well. So I'm leaving the details without the primer, and I'm going to be going over them with a clear shellac, and that way when I distress it back, you'll see the shellacked wood and not the primer. So that's what I'm up to right now. I used my big round brush to work that paint down into the details. It's an older brush that I'm not too worried about, so I'm not really shy to manhandle it and cram that paint down in there. It also holds a lot of paint, so I don't have to go back to my can a lot, and it just makes everything a lot easier to get the paint where I need it to go. This is the color Linen White by Rust-Oleum. You can pick it up locally at Walmart or Home Depot, but I also provided a link down below in case you're like me and you prefer to shop from your phone, on your couch, or in your bed. All the products I use will be down in the video description for you to check out. And while you're down there, go ahead and leave me a like or a comment. It goes a long way to helping us grow our little channel, and I super appreciate you. I've got some loose veneer on the edges of these shelves, and in one part it's even broken, so I'm going to be gluing them back down, and then since there's not really clamps that will work for this kind of situation, I'm going to be using my masking tape just to tape it and hold it in place while the glue dries. I'm going to be wet distressing today. I tend to get a little overzealous with sandpaper, and so wet distressing just helps me reel things back and gives me a little more control. I tend to go through the darker finish into the lighter wood when I sand because I'm an enthusiastic person. But with my rag, it just wipes back some of the paint off the high points, which is exactly what I want. So I got my rag all wet and then I wrang it out. Just me and the flies out here this morning. I'm going to be wiping the paint off the high points, and then I have one more coat to put on the top just to even things out up there, and then I am almost done. So I'm going to pull you in close and kind of show you how easy it is just to use a wet rag to distress things. Sandpaper, especially on these details, they're actually not wood, they're plastic, so you can damage them with sandpaper if you're not too careful, and I tend to not be too careful, so here, I'll put you in and let you see what I'm up to. On a big piece like this, I'm probably going to have to rinse my rag out a couple times just to get some fresh water and get all the paint that's built up on it off. So if your rag starts to become less effective, you can just change points, but you'll probably have to rinse it out partway through. I also have a dry rag. In case I feel like I get the area too wet, I can dab some of the water off. Well, that's a wrap for this piece. We get it all finished and it's looking great. I can't wait to get it staged up and pictures taken. I'm glad that I went with the distressed look. I do live in Texas, so country, it will always be something that sells for me, and it really suited this piece. I spent $50 on this piece when we picked it up off Facebook Marketplace. For materials, my paint actually only cost me $5. The can was $10. I got it on sale on Amazon, and I used half of it, so yeah, only $5 in paint, probably another $5 to $10 in the spray paint, the primer, and the top coat that I put on. So we're just gonna say I spent $15 dolling this up, and that's just about it. So that's pretty awesome. My $50 to start with, we're in it for $65. And it looks great, and thanks to some very special friends of mine, I have brand new lights in here. It's gonna help me take pictures in my garage so much better and have the lighting that I need, and I'm so thankful for it. Thank you so much. Also, special thank you to everybody who is subscribed and left me a comment and a like. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, that's really all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this flip, and we'll see you next time. I'm Sarah with Our Furniture Flipping Adventure, and it is smoking hot out today, so phew, we'll see you all later. Bye.